welcome back to another video. So at the end of our last video, we had seen that we had our tests running in GitLab, and we noticed that our tests were running, but we were getting this new error. And that error actually was that our JSON web token had expired. And so all of our tests were failing in GitLab, but I also wanted to show that they're also failing locally the same exact way. So GitLab is matching our local environment. Now this was a problem because what we did was we took the same credentials that we had when we logged in the front end and logged in. We took those credentials and just pasted them in. And so now they've expired and now everything is broken again. So what I actually want to do now to get things working, let's go ahead and take a look at our verify token middleware. So if you remember, we first are just checking to just get this token. This token still actually has all the information that we want. In fact, it's right in this decode. It has all the information that we want or need. Our problem is that when we try to verify, we get this, we're expired. So we're throwing right here. So what we actually would like to do is in our tests, we would really like to just say, hey, let's just always return, if we could just always return back from this the same value as our decode. Now the other thing that we want to be aware of is our decode message has 3 different variables or 3 top level settings. It has the payload, it has the header, and then it has, I believe it's called the signature. We can actually look and see what comes back. Yeah, we have the header, payload, and signature. Really, when we verify, we'll notice that we're expecting the payload to come back. That's actually when you verify, you want this payload to come back, and we're actually using this function here. And so what we actually want to do, what we can do, is if we could mock this. So we mock this in our tests. So when we try to use this function, we decode these credentials and then automatically get that payload and send it back to our user. So that's actually what we're going to do. So I actually have right here. This is actually how you could do that. This is how you can do this mock. So this is very simple. First, we're going to import this library. Then we're going to mock that library. In fact, I'm actually going to test if we cannot import. Oh, we still do. So yeah, we're going to import this. In our mock, we are going to say, hey, when we use this, every time that this actually gets used by anything, let's rerun this again. Every time this gets used, we want to actually use the rest of the implementation. So this is where we can just say, hey, everything else in JWT is good. But when we use this verify, we actually we're going to, instead of doing the actual implementation, we're going to just decode our token, and then we're going to go and get the payload. So we already see our tests are passing once this goes in, so that's great. But so I actually went and committed this already, and we reran these tests. However, we're getting this another new error here, and I figure what we can do is we can actually fix this while we're together as well. This is so all our tests are passing except for this guy. Get test should respond with the following created items. And our problem is that these items can be out of order. Right now, we are not ordering tasks. That is something that we are going to want to do eventually, but we're not doing now. So what we can actually do is, instead of looking at instead of looking and assuming we're going to know the order in this task, what we're going to do is we're going to expect body to body length to strict equal 2. And then what we'll do is we'll do a body dot find, and let's remember what these are called. So we're going to have a task, and we're going to have a task UID is equal to task1.uid, and we expect that to let's go here, task 2, and these are task and task. We'll actually talk about what this is doing. I believe this should work, yes. So what this is actually doing is saying, hey, we're expecting a body length of 2, and in the body length, we're gonna find the first task. We don't care if it's where it's at in that array. We just want it to be in that array. And we're gonna make sure that we have it and that it equals itself essentially. And that's what these are both doing. So what we can do is we'll go ahead and commit these up. Fix tests. Yeah, it's just us, so we don't have to be too special about our commit names for now. So we'll come back here and we'll see our pipelines running. So both of our stages have actually ran and now they've passed. So we'll just take a quick look. Our build API, remember that's actually building our Docker file in our API, and that's pushing that to the GitLab repository. And then in our test stage, we're testing the API and we see that everything is now passing now. So that's going to be the end of today's video. We're in an interesting spot now. If we went back to our eraser link, I think what we're going to be doing in these next couple videos is potentially just exploring Kubernetes. That's really like a big unknown for me now, and we could deploy this stuff to production, and maybe that's what we'll do. Maybe we'll deploy our container and deploy our code to production without any Kubernetes, without anything at all. And perhaps we could do it that way, or we could get things running with Kubernetes and try to figure that all out. I'm gonna think about that. Maybe we'll try to get Kubernetes running locally and see if we can figure that out, and then we'll push things up. But yeah, that's where we're going to be at in this project here, is going to really be trying to ramp up to try to get these things deployed to production. So I will see you in the next video.